Welcome to this beginner yoga flow. In this class, we'll move through some of the foundational poses, working on building strength, flexibility, and finding proper alignment. You don't need any props, but if you'd like to use blocks or a blanket, you can have them handy. When you're ready, meet me in a comfortable seated position. You can just rest your hands in your lap, lengthen your spine, and then close your eyes or soften your gaze. Start to tune into your breath by just noticing your inhale, noticing your exhale. Try to relax your entire body. Soften your face, relax your shoulders, and release any tension you might be holding in your lower belly. Invite your breath to move a little deeper, breathing into the very bottoms of your lungs. And as you exhale, breathe out nice and slow. Take one more breath, just like that. Inhaling fully and exhaling slowly. You can gently blink your eyes open, and on your next inhale, reach your arms wide out and up. Fingertips reach up towards the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms. Bend your elbows at 90 degrees. Let your palms face the front and squeeze your shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Take your left hand behind you, your right hand to your left thigh, and gaze over your shoulder. Keep your spine long, your chin lifted, and take one more breath here. Inhale back to center, arms reach up. Exhale to cactus. Elbows bend, shoulder blades squeeze. Maybe lift your gaze this time. Breathe deeply. Inhale to re-extend your arms. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to your right thigh. Gaze goes back. Spine stays long. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw your hands down. Take a deep, full breath in. Exhale through your mouth. From here, make your way into a tabletop position, coming onto all fours, taking your hands beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips. Start to find a little movement, just rocking from side to side, maybe forwards and backwards. Tune into your body here, trying to connect with your wrists, your shoulders, your knees and hips. Noticing how it feels when you move, rather than thinking about whether or not you're doing it right. And then we'll come back to center. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin and tailbone under, and press the mat away. Inhale, cow pose, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale for cat. Spine rounds as you press the mat away. Keep moving through these, going at your own pace and trying to move with your breath. Exhaling as your spine rounds, inhaling as your belly drops. The goal of this pose is just to loosen your spine, allowing for more fluidity in your movements. The next time you lower your belly and squeeze your shoulder blades, sink your hips a little further back towards your heels. Exhale, round your spine, roll your shoulders past your wrists. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts, hips sink back. Exhale, round your spine, roll forward. Keep doing this, moving through these same cat-cows, just finding a little more exaggerated movement. The next time you sink your hips towards your heels, take your knees out wider, take your big toes to touch, and find child's pose by sinking your hips back and down and reaching your arms out in front of you. Relax your forehead towards the mat and come back to your breath, finding those deep, full inhales, long, slow exhales. Inhale to lift up, pressing through your hands. Straighten out your legs so your ankles are in line with your knees, and then lower down nice and slow, bending your elbows backwards. Come to rest on your belly with your hands beneath your shoulders, your toes untucked. Inhale for baby cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades, letting that movement peel your chest up off the mat. Stay light in your hands here, so you should be able to pick your hands up and wiggle your fingers, just letting the action of drawing your shoulder blades together be what lifts you. Keep your gaze a few inches in front of your mat so your neck is in a neutral position. Exhale, press into your hands, coming back into tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Hips lift high, head hangs heavy. Your body will form an upside down V. Spread your fingers wide. Press through your palms and fingers evenly. And if your legs are tight, you can keep a nice bend in your knees here. It doesn't matter if your heels are touching the mat or not. Focus on finding length through your spine, pressing through your arms, and keeping your gaze back towards your thighs. You can begin to find some movement, maybe pedaling out your feet, bending one knee deeply while you straighten the other. Or you could find some movement in your head and neck by nodding your head yes and shaking it no. Stay connected to your breath here. and then settle back into stillness. On your next inhale, bend your knees deeply, look in between your hands. As you exhale, step or walk up to the top of your mat. Come right into a forward fold by relaxing your head, relaxing your neck. And once again, your knees can be bent here if your legs are feeling tight. The goal of this pose is just to lengthen your spine, so don't worry about keeping your legs straight. Just try to let your head, neck, and shoulders hang heavy. On your next inhale, bend your left knee deeply, plant your left hand, inhale to reach your right arm up, and send your gaze up. One breath here. Exhale to release. Right hand drops, right knee bends. Inhale to reach your left arm up. Exhale to release, back into your forward fold. On your next inhale, find halfway lift by lengthening your spine, flattening your back. So you might keep your fingertips on the floor. If you're a little bit taller, you might want to take your hands to your shins or maybe all the way up to your thighs. Just stay where is comfortable. We're just trying to lengthen our spine here. Imagine that you're drawing it out of your hips. Gaze can be towards the floor. Exhale, fold back into your forward fold. Knees can soften, or your legs can stay straight if you're starting to warm up. Plant your hands, ground through your right foot. As you exhale, step your left foot back to come into a low lunge. Left knee drops, left toes untuck, and your hands can frame your front foot. You can tent up onto your fingertips here, or if you have a set of blocks, you could always bring your hands up to the blocks. If it feels like too much in your left hip, you can just take your left knee forwards a little, keeping the bend at more of a 90-degree angle. If you'd like a slightly deeper stretch, you can slide your knee back. Take one more breath here. Exhale into half splits. Shift your hips backwards and begin to straighten out your front leg. You might still keep a bend in it, or you can straighten it completely, peeling your toes up off of the mat. Keep your spine straight wherever you are, and breathe into any tension. Inhale back into your low lunge, hips sink forward. Exhale, half splits. Straighten out your front leg as much as is comfortable. Inhale back into your low lunge. Plant your hands and take your right knee back to meet your left, coming into a modified plank. Focus on core engagement here, so draw your lower belly in and up. Press through your hands, keep your gaze in between your thumbs. As you inhale, find a subtle motion forward, taking shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, bend your elbows backwards, lowering down nice and slow. Inhale, baby cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Gaze stays towards the floor. Exhale, downward dog. You can press up into tabletop first, or you could just lift right up. We'll take 3 full breaths here. Inhaling deeply, exhaling slowly. Inhale to bend your knees. Exhale to step, hop, or walk to the top of your mat. Come right into your forward fold. Head and neck relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your back, letting your spine grow long out of your hips. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, lifting up vertebrae by vertebrae. Moving slowly and letting your head and neck be the last to lift. Come into mountain pose when you reach the top. Roll your shoulders forwards, up and back, and let your palms face the front. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale, right hand drops to your right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Send your gaze to the left and think about drawing your left shoulder back to prevent yourself from caving in. One more breath here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, left hand drops, right arm reaches. Think about prioritizing length over depth. So rather than just reaching as far as you can, try to reach up and over to create a nice stretch all down the right side of your body. Inhale to reach up, lift your gaze. Exhale to swan dive forward. Take your arms wide, lead with your heart. Plant your hands. Ground through your left foot. Step your right foot back into a low lunge. Right knee drops, toes untuck. And make any adjustments you need here. Maybe using a block, maybe drawing your knee a little forward or a little backwards. Keep your breath deep. Let your exhales be long and slow. On your next exhale, find half splits. Shift your hips back. Straighten out your front leg as much as you'd like. Spine stays straight. Shoulders relax. Inhale, low lunge. Hips sink forward. Gaze can lift. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Plant your hands. Take your left knee back to meet your right. Inhale for a subtle motion forward. Shoulders come past the wrists. Exhale to lower. This time as you inhale, maybe lift a little higher, finding cobra pose. Press into your hands to straighten out your arms. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And if you're feeling tension in your lower back, you can either lower down into a baby cobra or take your feet out a little wider. Exhale, downward dog. Maybe you just tuck your toes under and lift, or you could stop in tabletop on the way up. Take 2 full breaths. Inhale to bend your knees. Exhale to step, hop, or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, lifting up nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Letting your head and neck be the last to lift. Find mountain pose when you reach the top. Spine is long, chin is lifted. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw your hands down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Ground through your right foot. Inhale to lift your left heel. Shift all of the weight into your right leg. On your next exhale, step your left foot back to come into Warrior One. So your foot can land at a 45-degree angle with your toes pointed towards the top left corner of your mat. Reach your arms up and try to square off your hips as best as you can to the front of the mat. Keep a nice bend in your right knee, keeping it just above your right ankle or a little behind. Exhale, Warrior Two. Arms open to a T, body opens to the long edge of your mat. You can always look down at your feet. We're trying to get our front heel to point back at the center of our back arch. The left toes are still pointed at 45 degrees, and your gaze can be over the middle finger of your front hand. Take one more breath here, nice and deep. Exhale long and slow. On your next exhale, release your hands to your hips, straighten your front leg, and turn your feet to face the long edges of the mat. You could keep your feet square or point your toes out, whatever feels better to you. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward. Release your hands to the mat, softening your knees if you need to, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. On your next inhale, find halfway lift by flattening your back. Exhale, bend into your left knee, walking your hands over towards your left foot. Only bend as deeply as is comfortable, and you can keep your hands on the mat here for support. Breathe into the inner thigh of your right leg and take one more breath. Inhale to lift through center. Exhale, bend into your right knee. Walk your hands towards your right foot. Inhale to lift, coming back into your wide-legged forward fold. Head hangs heavy, shoulders relax. On your next inhale, take your hands back to your hips and rise up, lifting up with a flattened back. From here, turn your right toes in and face your left toes towards the back of your mat. Pivot your torso so it's facing the back of your mat. Bend into your left knee, reach your arms up for Warrior One. Keep your palms facing each other, fingertips reaching towards the sky, and take one more breath. Exhale, Warrior Two. Arms open to a T, body opens to the long edge of the mat. And remember, you can always look down and peek at your feet, making sure your front heel is pointing back at the center of your back arch. Arms extend directly over your legs, and your gaze is over the middle finger of your left hand. Inhale, straighten your left leg, reach your arms up, turn your feet to face the long edge of your mat. Exhale to fold forward, coming back into your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, hands come to hips, rise up. And on your next inhale, make your way back up to the top of the mat and find mountain pose. Shoulders relax, chin stays lifted. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to swan dive forward, leading with your heart. Plant your hands, step back into a high plank. You can always lower your knees. Wherever you are, focus on core engagement. Lower belly draws in and up. One more breath. As you exhale, lift your hips up, coming into downward dog. Press through your palms and fingers evenly. Let your head hang heavy, and take 2 more breaths here. Inhale to bend your knees. Exhale to step or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, arms come wide out and up. Fingertips reach for the sky. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw your hands to heart center. Ground through your right foot, lifting your left heel. Shift all of the weight into your right leg. Exhale, step back into Warrior One, letting your foot land at an angle, hips face the front, arms reach up. Exhale, Warrior Two, hips open to the long edge of the mat, shoulders relax. Inhale, reversed warrior. Right palm flips up and reaches back. Left hand comes to your left thigh. Keep that same bend in your right knee, keeping it stacked over your right ankle or a little behind. And breathe deeply. On your next inhale, find reverse triangle by just straightening your right leg, maybe reaching your right fingertips a little higher. Once again, prioritizing length over depth, reaching up and back rather than dropping down. On your next inhale, take your hands to a T and continue reaching your right fingertips forward. Exhale for triangle pose. Lower your right hand down. You might take it to your own shin, maybe a block, or all the way to the floor. You can also soften into your right knee if you're feeling tight here. Your left arm reaches up, and your gaze can go up or down. On your next exhale, come into low lunge by bending your right knee, releasing your hands to frame your front foot, spin on the ball of your back foot, and lower that knee down. Left toes untuck, gaze is straight ahead. Exhale, half splits. Hips shift backwards, front leg straightens as much as is comfortable. Inhale, low lunge. Plant your hands. Step back either into a modified plank with your knees down or a high plank with your knees lifted. If you notice you're lifting your hips pretty high, just keep your knees down so you can work on building strength in your core. Lower belly draws in and up. Inhale for a subtle motion forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale to lower down, elbows hug in tight. Inhale for your back bend, maybe finding baby cobra by squeezing your shoulder blades, maybe finding full cobra by pressing into your hands, lifting yourself up. Exhale, downward dog. Stop in tabletop if you need to, or just lift straight up. 2 full breaths here. Inhale to bend your knees. Exhale to step or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, arms come wide out and up. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. This time, ground through your left foot. Inhale to lift your right heel. Shift all of the weight into your left leg. And on your next exhale, step your right foot back for Warrior One. Your foot lands at an angle, hips face the front, arms reach up. Left knee stacks over your left ankle or a little behind. We'll take 2 full breaths. Exhale, Warrior Two, arms open to a T. Gaze is over the middle finger of your front hand. Check your alignment with your eyes if you need to. One more breath here. Inhale, reversed warrior. Left palm flips up and reaches back. Right hand comes to your right thigh. Keep that same bend in your left knee. And if you notice that it's starting to cave in, press it out towards your pinky toe. 1 full breath. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Reach your left fingertips just a little further. Inhale, take your arms to a T. Keep reaching your left hand forward. Exhale, triangle pose. Left hand drops to wherever it's comfortable. Right arm reaches. Gaze can go up or down. Exhale into low lunge. Soften your left knee. Take your hands to frame your front foot. Spin on the ball of your back foot and lower your right knee down. Right toes untuck. Gaze lifts. Exhale, half splits. Shift your hips back, straightening out your front leg. Good. Inhale, back into low lunge. Plant your hands. Take your left knee back to meet your right. From here, open your knees wide. Take your big toes to touch. Sit your hips back and down for child's pose. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Tuning back into that quiet, still place within. On your next inhale, Lift yourself up. Walk your hands back in towards your body and take your legs out in front of you. You can make your way onto your back, lying down with your legs extended and your arms by your side. On your next inhale, draw your right knee into your chest. You can find a little movement in your toes, your ankle. As you exhale, come into a spinal twist by drawing your right leg across your body and extending your right arm straight out from your shoulder. Your gaze can go back towards your right hand. We'll just take a few breaths here. Breathing into your lower back. Inhale back to center. Right leg extends. Left knee draws in. Maybe find a little movement in your toes and ankle. Exhale into your spinal twist. Left knee draws across your body. Left arm extends with your gaze moving towards that hand. Inhale back to center, and we'll move into our final resting pose by taking your legs wide, your arms by your sides with your palms facing up. Soften your gaze or close your eyes completely and come back to your breath. Tune in to the rise and fall of your chest and belly. Letting that gentle motion draw you into a place of stillness and silence. We'll take a few moments here letting all of your energy settle, letting your practice integrate. On your next inhale, bend your knees, planting your feet about hip distance apart. And then let your knees fall over onto one side or the other. Roll onto your shoulder and press yourself up into a seated position. You can arrive with closed eyes or a soft gaze. Let your shoulders relax as your spine lengthens. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale to reach your arms wide out and up. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I'll see you next time.